Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1988 Nissan Silvia Q's 1800cc. This is our second normal Silvia to take on the course. The other two are the D-Rights one, which can't really be comparable because that didn't have any upgrades, and a GT300 car, which is going to do a lot better. It's our first S13 to take on the course, and I do have to say I do prefer the S13 to the S14. Not by much. I still think this is a bit of a box on wheels, but it comes in two-tone, so I can't dislike it too much. Front-engined, rear-wheel drive, 231 horsepower, 1,002 kilos of weight. I'm not expecting this to be quick. It is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mainz Lancer Evolution 5, a 28.209. This is not going to get anywhere near that. This car does have a rival we have already taken around, the Toyota Sprinter Trueno, a 31.849. Admittedly, that was race modded and did have a bit more power than this. Nissan Silvia K's S14, 31.848. Sort of around there, I think, would be good for the S13, a good little sort of introduction card. It should, in theory, it should be a little bit off those, but not by much, but we'll see. If it does beat those, then the bigger engine Silvias might do better. But then again, as a rear-wheel drive car, I often complain about how sort of uncontrollable rear-wheel drive cars can be around here when you stick more power into them. So maybe the lower-powered Silvias are better. Yeah, apparently so. That's a pretty good time so far. This is lovely to drive. I was not expecting to say that. I was expecting this to be a little bit leery, but no. This is actually... I suppose it doesn't really have enough power to be leery and sideways. I guess that's what the Silvia K's are for, and of course the later Silvia Q's S13, which is in this game, that has the 2-litre. This is, like I said, merely the 1.8. But still, I mean, this one comes in... I can't remember what this colour combination is. I think it's lime green two-tone or something like that. It is a really exquisite looking colour. You can get it in this, and I think warm white is also another one where it's like a two-tone sort of white on beige affair, which is quite cool. Very 80s. Very, very 80s. I will admit, I quite like the North American version of this car, the 200SX. Oh, sorry, yeah, no. The 240 SX, but like the North American 240 SX, sorry. The one that has the sort of normal, I guess you could say, how would you describe it? Like the flat nose with the pop-up headlights, but also the rear end from the S13 Silvia, because I'm not a huge fan of this sort of front light bar affair. I guess they were sort of cutting edge back then, really. They did predict design traits that would be used several years later to varying degrees of success by Volkswagen and so on. Light bars are very much the current trend in the car world, better or for worse. Can't say anything, my Civic's got a rear light bar. Not a front light bar though, and that's what this did have, which is quite cool. Didn't take that rear corner particularly well, but that's a nice car to drive. You can see from the lap times as well, it's sort of pretty consistent in what it can do as well. I think maybe there is a little bit more time in there. I think if I took that last sector a little bit better, we could be looking at something that could potentially beat the S14 and stuff, but I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of, really. Wow, the times are all over the place. I wasn't expecting that. Maybe this could have been quicker than... I usually say 0.2, but looking at that, there could have even been like 0.4 in there. Jeez. Anyways, 31.979 will put it in to 67th place, which is actually about where I expected it to end up. It is directly between the Toyota Sprinter Traino and the NAMX5. So yeah, that's pretty much where I expected it. These sort of older Silvia Qs with the sort of no turbocharger, a little bit less power, these could be a bit sleeper on the old S14s. I don't think the sort of Silvia Invite is particularly said and done, because just because, like, you see it there with the S14, just because that S14 has more power than this, that doesn't necessarily mean it's more drivable. Interesting stuff. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and enjoy me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.